hope, not pain, shape your future. Robert H. Schuller. Faced with the abrasive scars life inadvertently leaves in its wake, we often succumb to the belief that trauma is a heavy anchor, impeding our voyage ahead. A single stumble breeds a hesitant stride. A fracture in faith casts a veil of cynicism over our view of the world, and one bitter parting is sometimes enough to bolt the doors of the heart, shutting out the warmth that lingers beyond. Yet, in truth, suffering is merely a closed chapter, while the future remains an untouched parchment, yearning to be inked by what we choose to cradle in our consciousness. Should we allow the shadows of yesterday to take the helm, the ensuing journey will be forever draped in gloom, even as the firmament above blazes with sunlight. Conversely, by choosing to tether your soul to hope, you unveil concealed pathways once shrouded by the mists of fear. Hope has never been synonymous with naivety or a flight from reality. Rather, it is the raw courage to stare directly into the fractured fragments of one's existence, holding steadfast to the faith that light will inevitably seep through the crevices. Much like a dormant seed buried beneath layers of abyssal soil, it squanders no time mourning the darkness. Instead, it silently drinks in the nurturing dew, patiently hoarding its vital essence to one day pierce the surface and embrace the dawn. It is this ferocious conviction in life that transforms the oppressive earth into a cradle of Genesis, rather than an eternal tomb. The focal point of your gaze ultimately sculpts the contours of your worldview. If we obsessively tally our losses day by day, the mind will intuitively render this world as a mere mosaic of shattered ruins. Yet, if we master the art of cherishing every fleeting opportunity and treasuring the tender affections that still breathe around us, the soul will chart an entirely new map where trials are no longer fathomless abysses, but stepping stones, elevating us toward greater horizons. Circumstances do not shift on their own accord. It is your paradigm that acts as the master key to a brand new horizon. The past serves merely as an archivist of what has already transpired, wielding no authority to author the succeeding chapters of your destiny. The one holding the quill has always been and will always be you. Every dawn you awaken to is an invitation for a renaissance, and the choices forged today are the decisive ink strokes shaping the visage of tomorrow. You can either allow sorrowful echoes to continue tracing erratic, jagged lines, or choose to reclaim the pen with a grip fortified by unwavering valor. Pain is the raw testament that you have fought fiercely, whilst hope is the definitive answer that you possess the audacity to march onward. Life never pledged a frictionless voyage, yet hope will forever stand as the lighthouse, piercing through tempestuous nights. As long as that flame dances within your heart, no darkness can claim eternity, and no defeat is formidable enough to deter you from forging the most resplendent iteration of your life. It is not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness. Charles Spurgeon. Happiness is the ultimate zenith humanity relentlessly pursues, yet it remains the most profoundly misunderstood concept. We often labor under the illusion that happiness only knocks when we have amassed sufficient wealth, ascended to the pinnacle of prestige, or secured glittering, superficial validations. Yet, life frequently paints a tableau of stark contradictions. There are those draped in velvet who cannot escape a gnawing void, while beneath a humble thatched roof over a frugal meal, the resonant warmth of laughter fills the air. When our eyes are fixated on the possessions of others, we inadvertently eclipse the invaluable treasures we already hold. This incessant comparison is the most insidious of thieves, draining away joy, not because reality has grown grim, but because gratitude has been suffocated by boundless cravings. When the mind is exclusively captivated by what is lacking, it leaves no hollow to cradle the sublime beauty of the present moment. Envision two souls standing before a vibrant spring garden. One fixates in vexation upon a few decaying leaves scattered at the roots. The other gently closes their eyes, drawing a deep breath of the ethereal fragrance, reveling in the kaleidoscopic blossoms, basking in the morning radiance. The garden remains unchanged. It is the paradigm of the observer that alters the reality. Life mirrors this truth, forever weaving a tapestry of interwoven peaks and valleys. The truly joyful are not those endowed with a flawless existence, but rather those who can unearth patches of warm sunlight even amid the fiercest storms. Embracing contentment and savoring the present is by no means synonymous with stagnation or surrender. It is the delicate art of marching resolutely forward while deeply revering the footprints left behind. A heart steeped in gratitude for the present will eternally overflow with the vitality needed to sculpt the future, for an inner sanctum of abundance effortlessly eclipses any external deprivation. When you sip your afternoon tea with profound reverence, the moment transforms into sheer poetry. When you bestow your unfragmented presence upon a loved one, time itself becomes unequivocally priceless. When you offer a serene smile to a tranquil day, you inherit a fortune that all the world's riches could never barter for. The true measure of a mortal life is not gauged by the volume of earthly acquisitions, but is profoundly quantified by the depth of emotional resonance within the soul. Happiness is not the terminal station at the end of the line, but the exquisite essence infused in every mile we traverse. When the heart learns to unconditionally embrace and venerate the present, life organically blossoms into an unprecedented state of richness and entirety. And it is in that precise revelation you understand. The wealthiest of souls is not the one who hoards the most, but the one who knows how to profoundly cherish and savor everything they already hold. We need hope, or else we cannot endure. Sarah J. Maas. Life has never been a tranquil, unruffled river. There will inevitably be suffocating meanders, moments when we must confront profound loss, the shattering of once treasured ambitions, or the chilling sensation of battling the entire world in sheer isolation. In those draconian hours, the tether that anchors our stance does not lie in brute physical strength, nor in prestige or opulence, but in the smoldering ember called hope. Hope wields no sorcery to miraculously erase the scars of trauma, yet it fundamentally redefines how we confront them. Consider two individuals standing beneath a torrential downpour. The one who trusts the sun will follow the storm will patiently embrace every cascading drop, whereas the one convinced the heavens are forever condemned to gray will swiftly drown in despair. Identical circumstances, yet two divergent attitudes will carve out drastically disparate destinies. Such is the miraculous alchemy of hope. It may not instantly alter the external world, but it revolutionizes the human paradigm, and from that internal metamorphosis, we reconstruct a universe of our own. As long as one can unearth a singular reason to press on, they possess the fortitude to endure and transcend tribulations that appear to defy all mortal limits. Much like a solitary wanderer clinging to a sheer, treacherous cliff, they clutch onto every jagged crevice sustained by the knowledge that beyond the veil of mist, a wind-swept summit awaits. Should faith in the destination perish, every limb would instantaneously grow leaden, and they would surrender to the abyss, even with salvation but a mere inch away. Hope is the vibrant canvas of tomorrow, injecting vitality to sustain an agonizing present. The most terrifying phantom in existence is not failure, but the extinguishing of the belief that a brighter dawn is inevitable. When hope expires, agony magnifies every impediment, transmuting mere pebbles along the path into impregnable fortresses. Yet, while the flames of hope still flicker, every ordeal becomes a rite of passage, and every scar transforms into a medallion of profound maturation. We do not derive our strength from never having fallen, but from discovering a profound reason to rise every time we hit the ground. Hope stands as an indomitable lighthouse amidst the ink-black ocean. It possesses no power to tranquilize the seas, nor to halt the fury of white-capped swells, but it unwaveringly guides the vessel toward a sanctuary of safe harbor. The chronicles of life will forever harbor exhausting chapters, but as long as a solitary, glimmering ray of faith is safeguarded in your heart, you will summon the might to stride onward. For hope not only grants us the endurance to weather the tempest, but it elevates us to live with an unyielding spirit, a fierce valor, and the burning aspiration to script a tomorrow far more majestic than the yesterdays left behind. Never give up. Have hope. Expect only the best from life and take action to get it. Catherine Pulsifer. There will be crossroads on the expedition of self-creation, where all your arduous efforts seem to vanish into a deafening silence. You pour your heart out, only to meet bitter disappointment. You persist, yet the fruits of your labor remain obscured in a distant haze. It is precisely within these agonizing interludes that many succumb to the urge to surrender, not due to a deficit of strength, but because they allowed the sacred fire of their faith in tomorrow to turn to ash. The future has never been the domain of those unacquainted with the bitter taste of defeat. It only extends its embrace to those who persistently rise and march forward after every crushing blow. Genuine hope is far removed from the passive anticipation of a serendipitous miracle. Rather, it is an undercurrent of kinetic energy, silently stirring within, propelling us into relentless action even when the horizon remains shrouded in ambiguity. Consider the cultivator casting seeds upon desolate, parched earth. They demand no bountiful harvest by tomorrow's light, yet their unshakable faith in Genesis fuels their patience to till the soil and tenderly water the barren ground day by day, bereft of hope. Those seeds would be forever imprisoned in the granary. But devoid of the diligent act of nurturing, hope morphs into a cruel, distant mirage. We inherently evolve into the living embodiment of our deepest convictions. If the psyche is perpetually inundated with cynical premonitions of collapse, the mind will instinctively scout for justifications to retreat, paralyzing your strides long before opportunity ever graces your door. In stark contrast, when you align your vision with benevolence and triumph, your consciousness instinctively broadens, deciphering ingenious solutions where it once saw only insurmountable barricades. A steadfast, radiant faith breeds a crystalline clarity of thought, spearheading ferocious actions, and ultimately reaping the luscious fruits of glorious triumph. This does not imply that the universe will constantly bend to your whims. Unforgiving tempests and days drenched in profound skepticism will inevitably surface, but engrave this upon your soul. A colossal, ancient oak does not forge its towering might during days of mild, placid sunshine, but through the relentless grit of driving its roots deep into the earth, enduring seasons of ruthless gales. Every adversity that crosses your threshold is a forge designed to temper your mettle, forging a deeper, far more resilient version of yourself, ready to inherit even grander destinies. The quitter perceives only the suffocating limits of the immediate. The visionary of hope beholds infinite potential stretching across the horizon. Existence forever favors the audacious souls, those who dare to believe, dare to plunge into the unknown, and dare to persevere until the very end. Never permit a fleeting tempest to extinguish a lifelong, blazing dream. Safeguard your hope like a sacred, inextinguishable flame in the dead of night, for as long as that inferno blazes, you shall never stray from your true north. Cultivate towering expectations of brilliance and ignite them with your own hands through the relentless actions of today. True supremacy never belongs to the idle dreamer. It belongs exclusively to the warrior who infuses hope into every fierce, decisive maneuver, and who refuses to yield until the ethereal fabric of a dream is woven into tangible reality. There is nothing like a dream to create the future. Victor Hugo. Every colossal wonder that graces this earth, long before it materialized in stone and steel, originated as nothing more than an invisible, luminous spark within the theater of the mind. Long before majestic bridges spanned the gaping abysses, someone possessed the sheer audacity to dream of conquering the mighty oceans. Long before iron leviathans danced among the clouds, there were seemingly delusional reveries dismissed as sheer lunacy. Dreams are not mere whimsical phantoms of an overactive imagination. They are the primordial blueprints, the bedrock upon which the entire architecture of the future is erected. The profound capacity to envision the non-existent is humanity's most sacred endowment. We are gifted with the cognitive prowess to construct a reality far more radiant than today, to visualize an evolved, sublime iteration of ourselves, and to engineer a utopian communion of souls. It is this burning thirst that serves as the inexhaustible catalyst, urging us to devour knowledge relentlessly, to innovate fearlessly, and to shatter the mundane boundaries of the ordinary. Stripped of our dreams, mankind would be reduced to mere vessels of primitive instinct. Yet, armed with a colossal vision, every fleeting day becomes saturated with profound significance, and every single footfall is meticulously calibrated toward a definitive zenith. A dream serves as a resplendent lodestone suspended in the abyssal velvet of the night sky. A wanderer may never physically caress that celestial body, but its ethereal luminescence will flawlessly navigate them through the most treacherous, shadowed wilderness. By that same token, you may not lay claim to the ultimate summit this very day, but the dream itself will act as your maestro, orchestrating exactly what must be perfected, what anchors must be severed, and what crusades demand your unyielding perseverance. A soul adrift without ambition is but flotsam, easily tossed by the turbulent tides of fate, whereas the architect of dreams forcefully seizes the helm, charting the course of their own sovereign destiny. They do not languish in passive anticipation of tomorrow's arrival. They manually construct it, brick by brick, with each passing dawn. However, a dream confined to the ink of a journal remains a hollow, lifeless illusion. Even a seed, pulsating with the dormant omnipotence of an entire primeval forest, will succumb to rot if permanently imprisoned within a sterile glass display. Dreams demand to be irrigated by the sweat of relentless execution. by draconian self-discipline and an unwavering, indefatigable resolve. The microscopic, mundane tasks you meticulously conquer today are the fundamental keystones required to erect the majestic citadel of your tomorrow. Monumental conquests are never birthed in the span of a single night. They are the ultimate crystallization of thousands of days spent in silent, unrelenting agony and grind. Never allow the cynical whispers of a mediocre world to asphyxiate your towering ambitions. Legions have prematurely surrendered, not due to a drought of natural genius, but because they allowed cowardly fears to cast a dense fog over their boundless imagination. They fixate solely on the immediate barricades, completely oblivious to the truth that the magnificent marvels of today were universally condemned as absolute impossibilities just yesterday. Reality is invariably birthed twice. First, in the visionary theater of the mind, and secondly, through visceral, earth-shattering execution. Guard your dream with the fierce jealousy of keeping a roaring fire alive within your chest. Even as the odyssey ahead unravels into jagged, brutal terrains, do not let any tribulation snuff out the profound reason that forces a smile upon your face at the break of dawn. For the future is not molded by cynics, chained to the bleakness of a gray reality. It is forged by audacious souls who dare to conjure visions of an incandescent tomorrow and who wield the relentless tenacity to materialize those visions into undeniable truth. As long as you harbor a grand vision to chase, you possess an inexorable reason to evolve, to master your own spirit, and to author the most resplendent, awe-inspiring chapter in the epic novel of your life.